So for the rest of it, I'm thinking some white glass. Why? Because white is a bit neutral, and it's not going to throw anything off. You know, it's not going to be like blue. Blue wouldn't look bad, but that just could be because I like blue. What's up, people? I'm Xogue, back on Life in My Woods. And if you've been keeping up with the videos that I've been putting out, you will know that I was on vacation for a little bit. If you haven't, then there you go. There's your notification. I've been on vacation for the past few days. And things are pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Seen some family, did some things. But now I'm back. And it's time to get into some things. And there's some issues that I had there at the end. We were doing the Enderman farm here a little while ago. A little while ago? It's like the last episode for you guys. And, yeah, so it's, I don't know. It was going okay, but we had some design problems, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to fix those later. I feel like I've spent enough time on the Enderman farm. I'm going to end up doing the rest in a time lapse that you're not going to see in this episode. It's going to be in some future episode as soon as I figure out how to do a time lapse the best way in this version with this mod pack, so on and so forth. So expect that in the future, but not for now. We're not going to move on for now. Now we have a problem. If you notice, even with an Enderman farm, we still don't have all of our enchanted everythings. Why? Because we have a problem. We're missing something. We're missing lapis lazuli. We don't have enough of it. One stack is really not enough to get what we need. We need a bunch of that stuff. Because this guy right here, the book enchanter, actually requires a lot. The price for actually gaining a book of exactly what you want. You're choosing the enchant. So it's good, it's balanced, that it costs so much lapis to do this. So, you know, the cost is 8 per level. For example, feather falling, you get up to what? Feather falling 4? So that's 8 times 4, just for feather falling 4. And, you know, so on and so forth. And that's for all of them. Blast protection, if you were to want such a stupid thing. Respiration, you know, for all of them. You know, some levels, like Aqua Affinity, only has the one level, so it's only 8, and it's kind of cheap, and it's all good. But, you know, the others, it's going to be a problem to get. And we have an issue. Okay, I was doing some research into this thing, and you'll see that we only have a little over a stack. That was not gotten from mining, guys. That was from flying around in the world. I did some research as to exactly where it spawned, because I went and did a huge amount of mining. All right, we have a lot of redstone, a lot of emeralds. We actually have a lot of diamonds. Now, these are actually diamonds that I got without fortune. Okay, these are all 1 per. I found over a stack of diamond blocks in the earth. And these were with fortune. I think I found a total of 5, but it wasn't even from mining. It was from the world. Like, I just kind of explored the world on the surface. Can we go to sleep now? Thank you. And that's because I looked through the code and the configs and stuff a little bit, and I actually found that lapis can spawn anywhere from, like, and up to level 250. Like, the you know, vertical altitude. Right now we're at 148. Yeah, it can go all the way up to 250. So it's basically the entire world. It can spawn anywhere. And mining yielded 0 lapis. I didn't get a single block of lapis from mining the entire time that I was gone, and it was a lot. So I decided to use a little bit of rockets to fly around and find some lapis there, and we still need more. We still need a lot more. So what I need to do is find a way to get my rockets, because if that's the best way to find it, is to find the really, really tall mountains, look on the sides of those mountains for exposed lapis, and mine those. It's probably the best way to go about doing things. I'm thinking, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking. But if we were to explore with these, we need a lot of paper, and we need a lot of lapis. Or, not lapis. We need a lot of gunpowder and paper. Now, paper is easy enough with, you know, something along these lines. Just a little sugarcane type farm. Now, in our case, it needs to be huge. Okay, and this is not the only row we're going to do. All right, we're going to have multiple rows. And this, I don't know if this is going to be temporary or not. Chances are it will be temporary because you guys know, if you've been watching me for any length of time, I do like my automation. And eventually I will more than likely change it over. But for now, this will be good enough to get all the sugarcane we need once I get extra rows planted and done. But for now, we just have to deal with what we have. I'm going to have to explore quite a bit to find the sugarcane that I need for the rockets that I'm going to use, which I have already done a little bit of. I went out a couple of nights, killed a few creepers to get some gunpowder, and, you know, combine the two, and we're all good to go. But at least for a little while longer. That's not going to last very long. But it is what it is. As far as the gunpowder, of course, the way to get gunpowder... Let me eat some food. The way to get gunpowder is, of course, with a mob farm. Okay, so what we need to do is actually find the best spot to put a mob farm up on our island up here. So if we go ahead and fly around this thing a little bit, we were looking for the water over here. So it's probably going to be on the far end, way over here. We fly under this. See, our other island was actually a lot better for this because it wasn't so, I don't know, it was over in the ocean, I think. Like, it was over land. Like, this is I don't know if this is going to be the best spot for it or not. Our other island was so much better. Actually, we could actually go back to the other island. Because right now we're over land. There really isn't any spots of this island that are hovering over only water. We're pretty much, we have land in the area, which this, I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking that it might be within 128 blocks. And what we're going to look for is actually something that is not 128 blocks, which I think might be up on that island. And I don't think it would be too bad, actually, to have it on the other island. Let's check that one out to see. Because I'm pretty sure this island is already kind of, you know, it's not going to be very good. Because we have land all the way surrounding this island. Over here would be the best, somewhere off in this distance, because the height of the land is so short that it might be good enough. I'm not sure. But our island is also lower this time around than it was the last time. So the other island is likely going to be the best spot for a mob farm. But that would mean we have to light this island up, which I am not looking forward to. That is a lot of torches. So, I don't know. But if we take a look, I don't know, over here? I think, oh, I just flew through water. Yeah, right over here. You see, it's kind of like there's water all around this area. Like, there's no land in sight right around here, which is perfect because that means mobs cannot spawn. And this is pretty far up. You know, we're talking, whoa, okay, still, rocket was still going. We're talking, you know, almost 200 blocks in the air. So we're pretty good to go over here if we want to do it here. But like I said, we would have to light this island up at the very least 128 blocks away. And I'm really not looking forward to that. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm thinking we're probably going to go somewhere else. Because I do not want to light up a second island. Where's our island? It was over here, right? This is our island? Yeah, it's over here. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Okay. So if we're going to try to do it over here, it wouldn't be here. That's not the best spot. Somewhere on this side would be. So maybe, I don't know, right here. Let's take some measurements. So what's the ground at around in this general vicinity? What's the tallest point? The trees can be chopped down, so we're not going to count those. That land is small enough that could be chopped down, so probably about this height. Let's see. Here-ish. We're at 56. Okay? 56-ish. So if we want to do a mob farm in this general vicinity, I love that we have peacocks and cats on this island. It's really cool. I like the peacocks. Peacock. Ow. Oh. What is happening? Oh! Stupid frogs, man. Those guys are vicious. Oh, man. So vicious. Where'd the frog go? There's little poisonous frogs that jump around everywhere. Other than poison ivy, that's the only other thing I can think of that would have poisoned me. And of course, I chopped all the plants off of the island. So We shouldn't have any of the poison ivy around, but there is a poison frog around here somewhere. Ugh, I hear it. Oh, here you are. Stupid little frog. Can I even kill a frog? Yes! Stupid frog. I don't know if that's the one that poisoned me or not, but anyway. So we're at 56. So we're not even 100 blocks off the ground right here. So we have that to contend with. We could light the ground up, and we wouldn't have to light up a huge amount because it's a spherical distance, which means the farther out we go, the higher the ground can be, and still be 128 blocks away. So I'm pretty sure it's a spherical distance. Not 100%. I'm pretty sure though. It's kind of how witch farms work and stuff, right? They always do like the spherical distance. Anyway. So that's a general idea. I don't know if I want to do it here. But if we go over there, we have the mountains. You see the land starts to go up. It actually goes up even higher. And if we do it over here, it's probably the best shot we're going to have. I know I was talking before about possibly adding it over here in between this, which would be very, very, very cool. In the middle of this is actually pretty good. And there is only water now. This might actually work. Possibly. Maybe. That would be interesting. I'm having ideas. I'm having ideas enter the brain. But how far away? I need to take measurements. I need to do a lot of measuring. Okay? And this is going to take a little bit of time. And I'm not going to bring you with me for it. But let me take some measurements and see what will work. If the middle area here will work, then we'll come back. But I'm afraid that this stuff right here is going to be in the range, in the 128 block range of what may or may not be the mob farm here. So I got to do some stuff. So I've been doing a little bit of math. Yeah, I know. Xogue is not math. Shh, don't tell anybody. Now, the math I've been doing is called the Euclidean distance measurements or something along, I don't know, something like that. And basically what it is it tells you how to get the distance of something in that spherical thing that I was telling you about, the spherical shape. See, from here straight down, you have 128 blocks. But from here over is actually two different things. You're going across and down. So you need some kind of a formula to determine how far away that block I'm pointing at is in both directions, or considering both of them, and if it's still more than 128 blocks away. So that's basically what I'm telling you, is I found that formula and I did a little bit of maths. Okay, so straight down, of course, these guys will have to tear out just below water line, just so there's water here all over the place, and that way no mobs can spawn over there and we're going to be fine. But the problem is that right down there, along this edge, is actually within range, within spawning range. But I like this idea to put the mob farm in the middle of this thing enough to let go of that. Why? Because we can easily go down here and just kind of use some torches around the area. I mean, it wouldn't take that many just to get this stuff going. So that's pretty cool. Now, here's a little thing I want to try to do, okay? I need some water, right? See if we can bloop, bloop, bloop. There we go. I wanted to do it without landing in water, but it didn't work. So I'll take going under. Look at all the cats. Holy crap, these guys are multiplying like crazy. So many catsies up here. Goodness gracious. I mean, I know jungle biome and all that, and they like to spawn there, but sheesh. Anyway, so now that we know we're building it here, we need to come up with a design. And that's why, well, that's not why I needed the water. I needed the water for the actual design we're going to use, which is another choice, but I've already chosen. It's just going to be a simple version. You've probably seen it before, and I'll show you how it works afterwards. But it will be one that will allow me to stack more layers on top if I think it's not fast enough, which is why I'm choosing this, because I don't need a super powered one. I just need enough so that if I AFK there, I can get what I need fairly quickly without AFKing more than, like, you know, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 minutes maybe. A couple hours will give me enough for days and days of rockets and stuff. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. That's about the rates. I don't need like thousands an hour or whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But we also need the design. Okay, and originally I was like, you know what, the mob farm, this is going to look amazing. I like the white, I like the blue, it's going to be cool, but no. Going outside of my little range of, I don't know what you want to call it, my comfort zone, basically. I wanted to try to mix things up a little bit, okay? Now, these two together really doesn't look all that bad. Now, we could switch out for a different type of wood. I'm not the biggest fan of oak, and those of you who know me know that. Usually, when I do wooden projects, I usually don't use oak. I use something else. I don't know why. It's just oak is like, it's bland, it's traditional, it's normal. I don't like normal. I actually love acacia wood, and we might switch up to acacia. I'm not completely sure. It depends on if I can find any in the area. But I think oak wouldn't actually be all that bad. Now, aside from that, aside from those two, we have a lot of oak wood. That's why I'm trying to see if this works well enough for me in this position. But I also want to see these guys fall. Now, I understand about light levels in that the tube they fall down will have to come down far enough so that any light from the sun cannot go up, cannot go back up the tube and actually shine into the spawning platforms. I know that will have to come down like 10 blocks or so, but they're going to be falling about 20 blocks. So for the rest of it, I'm thinking some white glass. Why? Because white is a bit neutral, and it's not going to throw anything off. You know, it's not going to be like blue. Blue wouldn't look bad, but that just could be because I like blue. But white, you know, it's not going to mess up the color palette. I think they come together pretty well. I think it's a varied amount of blocks. I think it's pretty good. It's probably not wonderful, but cut me some slack. I'm trying to experiment with different color variations. You know, trying to change things up, guys. Okay, cut me some slack. But I do need to get building. But first, I need to go sleep. And once I the animal sounds, man, I'm telling you, it's so freaky. But yeah, once I get, once I sleep, once I get a little bit more of this build, I'm probably going to build out the whole basic structure. We'll talk about the whole collection plate at the bottom later. But for now, I just need to get something built. And once something interesting happens, I'll bring it back. I've built it! Yeah, I went ahead and built the whole thing. You guys have seen these before. You've seen the concept. You have a big spawning platform. These little guys right here are filled with water. So, and the platforms, the spawning platforms are lined with trapdoors so that the mobs think they're blocks. They walk right off into the water source and they're pushed right down into here. Now, it is working. Don't worry about this guy, this pillar thing. I'm going to explain that in a minute. That is there for a purpose. But I need to explain other stuff. But I do have the hoppers in place, so we're ready to go. We're getting some stuff. It's not major. It's not huge. I haven't really been like AFK for hours or anything like that. Naturally, I don't have a storage system yet. But we're going to work on that. I'm going to explain the levels and the distances. Because this right here is not just the, 23 blocks that it takes to kill a mob. Number one, you want more than that because you want to be able to kill the guys that can resist a little bit of fall damage. Whether they, get enchanted boots, if that's even a thing that happens in this pack, I don't know. But, a little bit further distance can never really hurt. So just in case, it's a longer distance. As well as, I've actually planned this out a little bit. The glass, or the tube here, is actually 30 blocks up. Counting the water source, it's 32. Because they fall into the water thing, you want 2 blocks along the side so they can't jump back up onto the spawning platform after they fall in. So it's 32 blocks to that. And that was the original idea. And that way, if any mobs are actually lingering on the spawning platforms, they'll actually despawn in about a minute. A little less than a minute on average. Which means if they're being stubborn and they don't want to walk off the path, they're going to despawn. Now, I realize it's actually not the best idea. It was originally intended for spiders. Because spiders like to not fall. They like to climb into the corners and actually take up the spawn caps. So I was trying to think of a way so that I could make the spiders despawn without affecting too much of the other mobs. So I decided to go ahead and raise it. That's what this guy is here for. It's up 6 blocks. Because I realized the 32 block distance, if you're not aware, within 32 blocks of you, in a spherical distance, I was originally thinking it was just a box, right? 32 blocks in all directions. But it's actually spherical, which means diagonal is technically not 32 blocks. It's a different distance. It's hard to explain, really. But yeah, the hypotenuse of the triangles. Kind of like that. But basically, what that means is I'm actually in range of most of this platform. At 6 blocks high, I'm in range of most of these platforms, which means the skeletons and the zombies that haven't walked off the path yet still have time to do so. They're not going to despawn. But spiders that walk against the wall and climb, they usually find the corners of those places. So the spiders that like to linger will actually be over here in each of the 4 corners, which, like I said, it's a spherical distance. So if we're loading always in something along these lines, the spiders are outside that 32 block range, which means if they get stuck in that corner, they will despawn within a minute or so. And that way we get rid of the climbers that are in there, because they're, you know, a huge pain. But the rest of the mobs can actually fall, like you see them doing here. It's pretty much the perfect distance. 5 or 6 blocks. I think I only did 5 blocks here. But you see they are falling, and it's working really, really well. Now, the reason I didn't actually build that completely into the design is because it was an afterthought. Originally, my plan was to have this area be storage, which it's still going to be, and this area up here, right here, be the actual AFK spot, which you see it's working now, but the spawn rates will actually slowly decline from here, and they'll start to not show up as much. So it's actually better to be a little higher in there, but it'll be okay. I mean, we can make it work. We can manage things, you know. I can build a little bit of an AFK platform, like right around this range, just circle it again. I don't know, somehow make it fancy. Maybe even tie it into the bottom, like extend the bottom platform here, and then extend this, and have like pillars connecting them, which would be really cool, like fence posts or walls or something, which would be kind of nifty. Kind of nifty. But the problem that I'm having is that this guy right here, number one, it's filling up. So we definitely got to do storage really, really quick, which is going to be part of this. I'm probably just going to hook it up with a bunch of drawers and stuff, which I'll probably do off camera. It's not too difficult to make those. We'll check out the recipes here in a minute, but yeah, so storage. And then if I'm going to raise this AFK platform, these will be exposed. So we need to come up with at least a little bit of a design around it. And I'm thinking just like upside down stairs maybe to circle the hoppers. So that way we don't have much of a problem. Naturally, we'll extend this ladder if I can. I'll have to destroy some of the glass. I don't think you can put ladder on glass. But yeah, we'll extend that up to the second AFK platform once I make it up there. And we should be good to go. So let me go ahead and get all this installed. We're going to take a look to see what the finished product looks like. But I like the design. The wood and the basalt actually looks really, really cool together, I think. And it's pretty cool. And the white glass does not hurt the design at all. I think it improves it quite a bit. Because, you know, it's always cool to see the mobs fall to their death. It's pretty neat. Pretty nifty. So we're doing good. I think we're doing okay. So let me go ahead and get some more stuff installed. I'm going to go ahead and fix this little AFK stuff, raise it up, get the storage in, and we'll check it out here in a minute. Woo, flying. And it is done. Well, for the most part. I mean, we still need to make the path. We still need to make it look a little more pretty, but it's okay. It's not too bad. You see, I have raised this, and I was wrong. I don't know what I was thinking, but when I removed the outside of this, obviously, I had another padding block. I could have left these full blocks. It would have been just fine, but I decided to change them over for stairs, like I said anyway, even though there was an extra block there, but I somehow missed. But yeah, I don't know. I think it looks really, really cool. I have gone through, I got the keys. I put away the keys to lock these guys and show the labels for all of them, which is really, really going to help. I still need to do upgrades on some of them, like the gunpowder. I'll probably put a storage upgrade. for those. But like Rotten Flesh, we don't need it. But I do need to get a Void upgrade on all of them. We don't want to back up the system at all. So I think, yeah, like most of this, like, I don't know. I might put storage upgrades on some of these things. I don't really know. But I did go through my system and actually take out everything like glass bottles, rotten flesh, even like sticks that I made by hand. But they do have a place here because witches dropped them. I still got them out of my system. This is one of my favorite things to do with you know, the storage drawers. But take a look at this first before we do my favorite thing. This is pretty cool. I think it's a nifty little design. I really do. I think it's pretty cool. And then around the other side, yeah, if you breezing right on by, you're not really going to notice anything. But you actually have in here not only a crafting table, but also this guy. And this is the favorite thing for me to do. Like, you have your inventory is just completely full. A lot of you know what's going to happen. You right-click, double right-click, everything's gone. Why? Because it instantly went into storage here, which is really, really cool. I love that. Yeah, some things are going to fill up really, really quick. Like right here, we already have 10 by 16. Now, as you can see there, there's only a 32 stack limit, and zombies are more common than the other mobs. I don't know about like skeletons, but I don't know. One of the more common mobs. So this is going to fill up really, really quick. These guys are going to fill up really, really quick. But yeah, I mean, overall, we're doing pretty good. So I need storage upgrades, void upgrades. Other than that, we're going to be good to go, and we need to make it look pretty. But other than that, we're done, guys. We're doing pretty good. So I'm still working on a way to do time-lapsey stuff. Like I was saying, still trying to figure that out. I'm actually trying like a bunch of different replay mod versions to see if one of them will work. I'm not very hopeful on that, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna see. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it's yeah, it's going to serve us well. It's going to... Actually, I forgot. You see I have 7 rockets left. This is the main reason we made this guy. Because now I can come right around and go bloop, bloop. And now we have a bunch of this stuff. That actually, I need more paper. Whew. And then boom. The reason I have 2 is because out of all the mobs that drop things, there's only 11 of them. I can't like target this guy. I want to be able to get above this, so I can actually get the middle hopper just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure there's only 11 different drops from all of the different mobs that are going to fall out of here. Since I'm not killing them. There's more if you kill them by hand. But since there's only, you know, it's just fall damage, just killing them. There's only 11, I think. So I needed an extra one. And the main reason for making this was gunpowder. So I figured might as well put 2 gunpowders over here. Just make it, you know, there's a word. Same. Symmetrical. That's the word. So yeah, okay, words done. So yeah, really happy with this. I don't know what we're gonna be doing next episode, to be quite honest, but don't worry, I'll have something planned out. But if you did like the video, please do hit that like button and subscribe to see more. Thank you so much for watching. Do what you do, and I will see you next time. I'm trying to see if any sugarcane grew. Probably not. Most likely not. This stuff doesn't grow like at all. Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. Paper is now our hardest thing to get.